Well, hello there people, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to show you the latest work that I've been doing on my Ford Sierra RS Cosworth. No 500e stuff today either, so we'll focus on the job that I've been performing on the Cosworth. So here the other day, I was just fiddling around, opening the doors and having a look around, and opening the driver's door there. The car has a central locking system. I went back here and to open the boot lid, and I couldn't open the boot lid. I could hear it activate the locking solenoid, so I knew it wasn't an electrical issue. So I found my key, which actually has a light in it still, which is pretty nice. So I stuck in the key, and usually you can turn the key like 10 degrees to each side to open it up manually, but that didn't work. I could swivel the key around and around and around we go, but nothing happened. And I also tried to do like this, but it was like jammed. But eventually I got it open and I started to take stuff apart. And how you take stuff apart here is obviously to take off the panel here, which is laying there, a lot of clips, and to take this locking assembly out. It is fastened with a type of clip that looks like this. It isn't this exact clip, but it's like a sliding clip, and it's slided over like that, which keeps it onto the panel of the boot lid, so to speak. So how you take off this clip is the tricky part. The more tricky part than that is even to get it back on. So you have a couple holes here, and you find a bigger screwdriver than this, and you stick it in there to the edge of the clip, and you use this as a leverage to pull it off in a way. And before you do that, you have to unloosen undo these two bolts holding the central locking solenoid to get some more space. It's super tight in there, so just stay focused onto the job and you will be able to pull it off nicely. And also, when you have taken off that clip, you will take the assembly here and drag it out as far as you can and unhook the rod that goes over to the solenoid sitting here, and you have to unclip it on the outside here. At least that's what I did. I couldn't see any other way of doing it, so maybe you can do it, I don't know. Anyway, I got it out, and what I found was the interesting part. I could see it was broken off at the end there, and the top plate with the lever or lever going back to the or over to the locking solenoid was like coming off, and it was all jammed. So that was what was causing the malfunction of this locking cylinder. So I found a picture online because I forgot to do this video when I was doing the work. I was lucky to find a good second-hand used unit here in Norway, and I got it home after a couple of weeks, sanded it down, primed it and painted it. So I was so eager to get it back on that I forgot to do the video. So I found a picture of a complete unit. So let's go inside the workshop and have a look at these pictures. So here people, here you have a complete locking cylinder assembly with the locking cylinder sticking out there on the back side in the way, and this is the housing. And here you have the top plate with the lever or lever that is connected to a rod, or a rod is connected here, and it again is connected to the locking solenoid or central locking solenoid. And what happened was that the ends here holding the locking ring broke off, and that led to this top plate coming out of its position, and it was just jamming the whole thing. Like you could swivel the key around, because this notch here was like under the plate and not inside the two holes here in a way. And it was just basically coming apart because of it breaking in the housing. So I won't drag it out. One thing I have to say, if you're dealing with this, or actually doing something that you should do to maintain it and take it apart and lubricate it, is that you should lubricate this stuff. So when you get a new one or taking it apart, clean it up properly, find some good quality grease and put it inside the cylinder housing here. So when you put the locking cylinder inside, it will slide in and out smoothly. So any grease is better than a dried up or than no grease, so to speak. So that is basically all. One thing also is that the locking cylinder can only go in one way. You can see it have some grooves here, and they're different size, and it's kind of a 3-pod setup in a way, so it can only go in and out one way. And the whole assembly is taken apart like this. You remove the top locking ring, then the top plate comes loose because there's a spring on the underside, and then you can push the locking cylinder out that way. So let's go back out to the car and finish off this video. So people, that was all I had to show you today, and I won't drag this video out with a bunch of nonsense. So I will finish this video off with a couple of tips that I think is pretty important. Get yourself a good second-hand used unit of these. You can't order these from Ford no more, so the only option is to get a good used one. These are cast iron, so eventually they will break, I guess, especially if they're not lubricated, which leads me to the tip number 2, and that is to take this assembly apart either way if you have an issue or not. Clean it up, lubricate it with some high quality grease, so the locking cylinder will put a lot less stress on the housing itself, so you minimize the risk of damaging the housing like you can see here. So that was all. I hope you liked the video for what it is, and thank you very much for watching. So until next time people, I hope you have a great day and see you guys later. Bye bye bye. See ya.